What is going on, everybody? We're back on it. Hunter x Hunter, chapter 405. 3 weeks in a row. We're cranking them out. Again, crazy developments as always. Also, I think while we're reacting to this, if you are new or not subscribed or anything like that, I want to say we are 100 subs away. Oh, we actually are exactly 100 subs away from 9,000. We have 2 months. Can we make it? Fingers crossed. If that's you, help us out. Jumping into this, Halkenberg's plan is full go. Also, Saridnik at the same time doing his, trying to essentially 0.0 second blink Nen off, blink Nen back on, blink off, blink back on. Benjamin also looking like he's about to get got, but is he going to get got? Loserus might get taken out at the same time. There's a lot of moving parts with that. I asked this, and I kind of saw it on other videos, and like, is Halkenberg flying too close to the sun? Like, I know he's dedicated about it, and I don't want to say that he's cocky, but like, do we think he actually pulls this off? I would say with like, does he pull it off without casualty? But like, what more does he have to give up? He's already given up his physical body, and that's another thing too. Say Halkenberg fully succeeds in all this, takes out Benjamin, even gets his hands on another prince. Shit, maybe he gets his hands on 3 here in this little 10-hour block that he's gonna have before he loses control of the body. Where does Halkenberg's soul then go? Because it's not going to return to his body, because his body is dead, or is about to be physically dead. Now, unless there's something we don't know about Halkenberg's ability as far as, and again, I don't know if it's been stated. It could be stated. I could just be talking over information that's already known. If the original body dies, can the soul return to the body and then, I guess, essentially awaken it, resurrect it? Maybe no, but maybe Halkenberg has also tapped into some kind of like post-mortem Nen on steroids since he's convicted so much to it. Now, me personally, I don't think it's ever been confirmed. At least I'm pretty sure it hasn't been confirmed. That like, I'm on the side of the camp that Hisoka is not stronger because he came back alive with his Nen and everything. I feel like if anything, he's weaker, in my opinion. Maybe mentally he's more locked in, but is he not having to like keep his Nen on and activated at all times to like keep a reattached hand, keep a reattached leg? I just don't feel like he comes back with, I personally don't think he's any stronger Nen aura power wise than he was pre his death. If anything, I think he's weaker. That's a whole different debate. I know there's people post-mortem Nen, he's stronger, just look at whatever. Regardless, I'm just curious of the overarching question is whether Halkenberg gets rid of one or every single prince in this window that he has. How does he then see anything through after the time period runs up that he's going to have occupied this body? Like, where does his consciousness then go to maybe continue another part of a plan? Or is this all he's going for? Maybe he doesn't know because he's never done it. Maybe he's fully committed. I'm going to take as many of them out as I can, and then I will be actually gone. So that's a whole other thing that we might not get answers to. But then I'm also curious of like, is he thinking too highly of himself? Like, he's just going to be able to do this with no consequences, maybe get his body back or a different body back. But then you've got this whole thing of like, say he's able to just body hop. Who's to then believe, like, say he succeeds to the very end and he's the last one left standing. Who's going to believe that, like, randomly, like, Halkenberg possesses Melody's body? He's like, hey guys, I'm Halkenberg, I'm the king, I'm the new kid. Like, who's gonna, like, that's a whole other thing. Because now I think it's like they're making Halkenberg seem almost too confident, and I feel like they're making Benjamin seem a little actually too weak, like he's gonna get got, like he's actually gonna get got. So I feel like we gotta quell expectations for both sides. And then Saridnik as well, they're trying to put it in your face like he's, you know, descendant of Beyond Netero. Is it like too obvious? Is it real? And then everything else in between with Karapika, Zhangli, Camilla actually committing some of her guards to this next Nen class. It's a lot. So let's just see what we get. Let me drag this over here. Lower the volume this a little bit. We should be recording. I hope so. We're on. Alright, chapter 405. Here we go. One more. Oh shit, we're already frozen. Someone told me I could go vertical with it. I didn't see a setting anywhere to do that, so here we are. Here we are, here we are. One more, one more. Isn't poker played with 5 cards? Cards, I wonder who this is. Square X, it uses multiple decks. This is square 3. When you get a duplicate card, you can increase your hand size, and with it, the payout. If you win, the stakes are set to the power of however many one mores you've claimed. But you can't fold, so it's also known as go to heaven. I've witnessed a number of people go bankrupt myself. I wonder whose creepy ass this is. Any guesses? Clown boy? Yeah. Alright, there he is. Chapter 405. Called Performance. Now, and then there's a whole other thing of like... So we saw Hisoka before the last break. Is this the first time we've seen him? Yeah, since we've returned in these last couple weeks. Also, is 406 coming next week hot off the press or what? You guys let me know. If this is the same guy that we saw, at the end of the last break, do you think this is actually Hisoka, or is this Illumi walking around as Hisoka, or just anything that might be imitating him? I don't know. You start to like 3D chess outmaneuver yourself as a viewer of thinking like what is or what isn't. It's the same thing of like, is Halkenberg going to get away with this? Does Benjamin just easily get got like that? You start asking yourself, is it really that obvious that Tsareidnik is, you know, Netero's actual, like sometimes it's in your face that it's so obvious, but sometimes it's like you try to outmaneuver yourself. So we'll see. When I heard about exterminating the ants, it didn't turn me on because they were ants. The tremendous rumbling I felt a number of times here, finding out it was a group ability made possible through the support of a Nen beast created with the power of a ceremony, it really turned me off. Oh, I thought he would have enjoyed that. I thought that's where we were going with that. Well, whoever this is, if this is really him. Oh, I missed a piece of text. I've got pretty normal taste. Gotcha. Well, this inner monologue sounds like him. Is it truly? See, I'm normal. I'm not interested in bestiality or an orgy. I can't get aroused. I'm just a guy. He said I'm normal. And goes off the deep end with bestiality. Okay. Okay. Who wants to be with someone one-on-one? So we can love each other to death? Sad, but oh well. There's always solitaire. Okay, this is seeming like him. Wow, I don't think I'd actually come across him in the tier 1 VIP casino. He's not another fake Hisoka, is he? Did Hisoka just ask about another fake Hisoka? You want me to transform into Hisoka? Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, so I think the Hisoka we're seeing that's talking right now on page 5 with the black zipped up jacket is the one that we saw. Well, I don't know what chapter it was. Whatever the break was. He was the one that we confronted in the movie theater or the theater or performance arena, whatever it was. And then he just said that he saw another fake Hisoka, the one that was dealing with. So this one sitting at the table and this one in the jacket that I think we saw at the pre-hiatus are 2 different Hisokas. He said another fake, meaning like, I think there's more than 2. So whose ability is this and why are they choosing to help? I mean, that pretty much answers the question, but then my question is this the real one then? Given his inner monologue about what arouses him? You want me to transform into Hisoka? Yeah. Who greenlit this? Oh shit. Krollo's doing it. Go hang out where the Mafia might be. They should come to you and take you to the nicer rooms. Why? To maintain balance. To the Mafia, both us and Hisoka are wild cards, roaming freely through their turf. Could make them lose face. But if they try to recruit either of us according to their conventions, it would lead to a fight and disrupt the balance, something the Mafia hates the most. The simplest way to avoid that would be to find Hisoka and keep him away from us. We're a group, so it's harder to contain us. I see, once the Mafia thinks I'm Hisoka and tucks me away, the troupe is free to go find the real Hisoka. Sounds easy on paper. Then everyone can save face. Although promoters might try to feature Hisoka since he is a floor master. The real Hisoka is likely already on tier 1 somewhere as a VIP. There's some prince's invitation. Once you get invited upstairs, be careful that you don't run into him. Crollo was so right, but I bet he didn't tell everyone because he wants to deal with Hisoka himself. If you find him, transform into someone else and wait for me. I'll decide whether we fight. My ability doesn't work well against Hisoka anyway. There's no way I could transform while dodging that gum. I don't remember if it was stated in any of the chapters or if it was just reading through comments and forums and review videos that it was stated that, I don't remember his name, that he had a secondary ability that we hadn't seen. Seems pretty busted, no? Is he not the one that summons intergalactic planetary stars? And he also has the ability to transform?
Your favorite movies.
Full... Wow, that's kind of busted. But then he said another fake Hisoka, so he's only aware of what he's been given to do. Maybe he thinks that Crollo could have made another one. I mean, if I had to guess, the one that we saw with the cards would be the original one. Now, this here is Owl Boy, no? From York New City that used to work with the... It wasn't Mafia back then, was it? Wasn't it the 10 Dons? Transform... Oh, well, here we go. We're about to get the breakdown. Narrator's hitting it with us. Transformation. Metamorphosen is one of Bananalov's... I don't know how to pronounce his name. Abilities. One of. He can transform into someone he has talked to in person. The time he can maintain the transformation is equal to the time he spent with that person. Now, hold on, let me finish reading it. There is no limit in body size, but the smaller the body compared to his, the shorter he feels the time can remain transformed. Is there a time limit to how much I can spam that? Let's say he's only been around Hisoka for 5 minutes. He can only hold a Hisoka transformation for 5 minutes. Can I despawn from Hisoka and then respawn to Hisoka again and get a new 5 minutes? Can I just on-off switch it? On-off, on-off, on-off? Or no? Is there a cooldown on it? It's like, oh shit, my 5 minutes is up. Let me turn into Owl or whoever. Okay, go right back into Hisoka again and just keep that 5 minutes going, essentially, or no? That woman whose punch could reveal your inner voice. She found out who I was, so I had to kill her. Oh. I let the IV drip guy live so I could come upstairs. But I hope they won't be a problem even if they find her body later. They won't think Hisoka did it, would they? Are you Hisoka? No, I'm only pretending to be. Wow. Okay. Man's playing a shady... He seems like an easy candidate to get his ass killed. We'll see. Was that my voice? Oops, they found out. The guy must have heard too. You're Hisoka, right? I guess you didn't hear me. I see, so the ones who can hear the inner voice with this ability are the user and the one who got hit. Yeah. Are you okay? He said he was Hisoka. No, he's a fake. I asked his body. He's trying to trick us. He's from Haley or the troupe. Either way, he ain't getting away with this. I'll get Heinrich to put him on the top of the hit list. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, he knocked Blood Boy out, transformed into Blood Boy, and then killed her as Blood Boy? I don't know. After that, I took the form of the woman I killed, tricked the IV guy, and led them to the movie theater? Aha. They'll think someone else killed her after they split up, right? It'll work from the IV guy's point of view. Her death wouldn't be connected to my tiff with her. Even if they find her body, the Mafia probably wouldn't come upstairs in masses to kill Hisoka. Probably. I feel like he's having to do a lot more than he was planning for right here. I don't know. I don't know. I should just ask Chrollo, but I'd really like to get Finks' group to deal with Hisoka. We all know Chrollo's hurting over Shalnark and Kurotopi. And he's trying to act like he's fine because he knows that we know. Everyone knows he wants to settle it once and for all by myself this time. That's the treasure he seeks on this ship, an ability that he'll need to kill Hisoka for good. That's why everyone wants to kill Hisoka first before Chrollo can get to him. Chrollo, you've kept the number 9 spot empty the whole time. We all understand. Let's let Hisoka be the last and close the curtain on the performance. I don't know about you guys, but I'm fine with Hisoka dying or being killed. I'm fine with them running the 1v1 back again and him being killed or Hisoka being taken. Like, Hisoka's nothing to me as a character, you know. He's not one of my favorites. He's not uninteresting or interesting. He's just what he is. And we know Hunter x Hunter isn't a natural story that kind of follows the paths that most stories would. But you would think typically when any stories, anime-wise or manga-wise, run a fight back again, it's typically never the same result. So I feel like it'd be easy to say that, okay, Hisoka kills Chrollo this time. But I'd like to think that Chrollo... I don't know, because I feel like if Chrollo is dead... Well, it depends how much they've expanded on the troupe at that point. I feel like they've gotten into their backstory a little bit. Is there any more purpose for Chrollo and the troupe to serve? Because if there is, then maybe that would be a reason for it to just essentially be the same result with Hisoka dying. But who knows when that's going to come. I don't know if that's going to happen on this ship, off this ship, 100 chapters from now. Who knows? It's been 10 years since the brutal murder of Mr. Risnorth, the chairman of Mom's Help, the charity foundation dedicated to helping children. No suspects have ever been caught. Today we look back at his contributions and pay our respects to his greatness. There has been a growing public outcry demanding the identification and arrest of his murderer. Didn't they initially report that credit had been claimed, but then walked it back in a really weird way? The untimely death of a philanthropist. Maybe it's bad if the guy who did it gets caught. Dark web stuff. Alright, some of these people are spending way too much time online. Who are these morons who take what the media says as face value? Oh, we're getting all troupe here. Okay. Something you wanted to know? Yeah, all of you guys have known Haley for a long time, right? No, their new boss just recently took over. Yeah, so it's hard to predict what they're planning, I suppose. If they're not even a functional Mafia family, it's honestly hard to notice that something's off. See, I don't know the guy's name here, but he reminds me of the guy that works for the bureau that's helping Melody out. Character design wise, maybe it's just the slick back hair, the suit and the glasses. What are you trying to say? Just that, is it really Haley on this ship? What do you think? Nobunaga's getting some gears turning. Interesting idea. If they're not Haley, then who are they? They had the official succession ceremony. The boss even went, as did the rest of us. But if you're trying to say the previous boss was manipulated with Nen and killed, what's the current Haley boss like? A young woman named Morena? A royal descendant without succession rights? The Kaken Mafia boss titles are always inherited by a person of royal blood whom has no claim to the throne, so it's not like we don't know her at all. But like you said, we're not so close that we know what she wants. Are they really Haley? On paper, yes, but we don't know what they're after. Did you guys get some sort of clue? We didn't find anything concrete, but we do know things from fighting them. They seem to be doing whatever they want. Case in point, the wall guy came over and got himself killed. But when we went to their hideout, they were organized and their behavior showed they were under some leadership. The leader decides the strategy and specific tactics. And specific tactics are left to each of them. That's our style, and they're using the same playbook. The problem is, what's their motivation? And B, what kind of orders are they operating under? If they're trying to crush the other families, it makes sense to kill the other members. But they're killing civilians. Why? Who knows? Well, we know why. Trying to get them levels up. Maybe A is something else? Exactly. Haley is trying to destroy everything. Everything, yeah. Everyone around the... whatever. Including the royal family. In other words, Kakin itself. The sealed chambers this cruise ship presents is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Also, there could be multiple motivations. Oh, that said ship. Couldn't even make out what that said. The power needed to destroy everything. They're killing to get... oh, wow. Nobunaga's over here really piecing that shit together. Using human sacrifices to obtain supernatural power is a classic move. You know about contracts with limitations, right? They plan to kill all people anyway, so use number people they kill as a condition. Make powerful Nen. Yes, you're correct. Look, I'm not one to talk, but that sounds crazy. It's certainly not normal. Not just Hey Lee, you guys for coming up with it. Oh. How we came about was twisted to begin with. That's why we place importance on balance, and we're proud to have supported the country from the shadows. A fight is the last resort and used to keep things in check. Civilians are our customers, and we've never thought of them as targets. I understand they look like Haley, but they're not on the inside. Something entirely different from us, the Kakin Mafia. Okay. Char and Jiyu will fully cooperate. Whoa. I'm asking you to crush Haley. The thing is, I think they want both. They do want to crush Haley, but they also, if they could take out the Phantom Troop at the same time, they want both. So will they try to sabotage us while we do that? Or will they fully support us and give us everything we need to kill them? And then as soon as we do, maybe we're a little weakened or whatever from it, they come in and swoop full force and take us out. I don't know if they'll try to sabotage, but I do think if the opportunity arises, they will take us out when given the opportunity. The three of us will go on ahead then. Can you tell the rest of us and Henry what to do? I'll send a grunt to fetch them. What fucking door portal is that? Morena, we've got a problem. These guys might find you far sooner than we expected. It accelerates the schedule a lot, but we might have to use our Joker. Who's the Joker? The clown himself? Or are we talking about somebody else? And again, it's like are the Phantom Troop too good and too upstanding and like really here to like, okay, we're here to help the Charar and the Jai, like we're here to do this. We're gonna take them out for you guys. Like they've got to know that like we're going to do something, but they're trying to backstab us, but we're gonna try to backstab them, but they're trying to backstab it. Like, are we 3D chessing all the way up? Like I've got you at gunpoint, but they got me at gunpoint, but I've got you at gunpoint, but you got me at gunpoint. I'm hoping that the troop is like hip to this and doesn't think like, oh yeah, we're all here holding hands, gonna go take them out. Like surely eyebrows are raised, right? I hope, because again, it looks like almost they're getting taken advantage of too. So hopefully they're not. I hear Halkenberg's funeral procession is taking place. A lot of people will gather for the send-off. A perfect opportunity. You think you're ready? Oh god, who's this WWE wrestler? I mean, we've seen him before, but like, have we ever seen Under the Mask? With everyone's help, I leveled up a lot. I can sniff out Nen types 5 meters away, and whether they've learned Nen from 2 meters. Oh. If I sniff their heads up close, I can identify them 100%. Okay. If dog successfully finds who we're looking for, it's a green light. The beginning of the end. Alright, so exciting. It's kind of iffy whether they'll join us once they hear our goals. Are they talking about the troop? Yeah, that's true. I'll try my best to make sure we get a yes. Let's go. How should I let you know if Sodom finds the target? I'll be by your side, so just point them out and I'll take care of the rest. My ability to abduct them counts on them not knowing Nen. I can bring them here by myself. Marina, where did the other guys go? They're leveling up in the process. They really want to get revenge on Henry. Shit, who are these wannabes? Ooh, just like Marina said, level 5 is sick for reals? Yeah, dude. Let's go. Hunt some Mafia. A door. From here on out, things will be a bit rough. Damn. And then we're done. And then we're done. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Well, we already knew all this here. The whole Marina, like what they're going for. They're trying to crush it all. They're leveling up. They're killing civilians to do X, Y, Z. So that was just more kind of explanatory stuff. The Hisoka clone was interesting because I talked about this just before we got past this first page of like, do we think this is actually Hisoka? Or is there somebody assuming his identity? I did not know the kid had that in him though. So we got the specifics of it, of how long he can hold the transformation and what that looks like, and if he's been around you the X amount of time, he can, you know, replicate that. And again, I don't know if he can spam it on, spam it off, spam it on, spam it off. I don't know. He seems like a prime candidate to get taken out at any point in time. I just don't really trust. If anything, he gets taken out by Hisoka. I would think. Hisoka comes across him, instantly dots him, and takes him out. I don't know. There's some of them that just seem too obvious, like Benevola or however you pronounce his name, like getting taken out, and some of it's also like, are Nobunaga, Finks, and Phaeton like aware of like everything that's going? It's tough. So we didn't get any of the Halkenberg stuff. We kind of went back in time a little bit because we caught back up to the announcement to the rest of the ship at the end of the last chapter, and I think we're trying to get to the point of, I mean, Halkenberg's ceremony send-off is like the light switch. That's the start gun for a lot. Phantom troops moving, Morena's people are moving. Halkenberg is going to be enacting his plan at the same time. I'm assuming they're going to have Melody enacting her plan around the same time. Like, there's a lot going on. All while Soraidnik is still doing his thing. And so, do we think this is the real one? I would say, I would lean yes, just the way he was talking about things that like excite him and everything. But I also do believe that he's been invited up there, and I think as far as if I could think of top 5 interactions I want to see on this ship, it's Hisoka and Krollo for sure. Like the real Hisoka. Kurapika and Soraidnik for sure. Hisoka and Soraidnik. What other 2 would you want to see on this ship? It's kind of tough because there's a lot of people I'd want to see run into Soraidnik, but I don't know what Soraidnik's backstory is as far as his lineage and who he's really parented by. That like I'd like to see him run into Beyond Netero. I'd like to see Ging run into Soraidnik. But it's like, who really knows what it is that's about him is true or not? So would it be a big reveal or anything to see crazy on screen for Beyond Netero to run into Soraidnik if they're already aware of like who he really is, you know? So it's a lot, but Interesting moving parts here. I feel like shit's really about to hit the fan. Now, granted, they could draw it out a long time. I don't know whose other POV they could show us. I mean, they could show us real Hisoka, like what he's been up to the whole time. Shit, we could spend a whole chapter with Tsurayunik training. I'm trying to feel like when we kind of like flip the switch and like, oh, it's on. Halkenberg's going, troops going, Morena's group's going. Like it's building there right now. And I'm curious if we get next chapter that comes out next week, is it going to be full sail, full go, or not? We'll see though. It's definitely building. Hopefully we get a little bit of it before that they decide to take another break here. Or maybe they're like, hey, I don't know if they're like, hey, 406, 407 for like they're coming like back to back weeks. If not, if they are, it's gonna be some good stuff. I feel, I hope. We'll see. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,